right, welcome to another mock draft here. Again, trying to get through all 12 spots in a 12-team half-point PPR to get you ready for the fantasy football season. We've already done from spot number 1, so today we are going from the number 2 spot. We're doing this over on the Sleeper app, or on sleeper.com. Actually, I think they have an app. Pretty sure they have an app. They have a fantasy league. They have an app. Not the point. All right, let's get into it. So, start draft. Everything is okay. There we go. Team number 1 takes Jahmyr Gibbs. So we had Bijan Robinson in our first draft, and we will now get Bijan Robinson here in the second draft as well. That was a pretty quick one. Jonathan Taylor goes after that. So didn't love the team we got in the first one. I thought it was okay, but I think as we kind of went along, kind of realized like, yeah, it's not the like absolute stone cold lock guarantee, but getting Bijan now at 2, maybe that's going to help us out a little bit. All right, first quarterback went off the board. That was to team number 6, who also drafted Christian McCaffrey. Does seem like we had a pretty good run on running back or on wide receivers here. So just quickly for those who are listening, because we're going to put this out in podcast form after. Jonathan Taylor goes at 3rd. Then it's Jahmyr Chase and Puka Nacua. Christian McCaffrey follows that. Then 3 more wide receivers with Jackson Smith and Jigba, CeeDee Lamb, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Got a run on running back. With Saquon Barkley, James Cook, and Devon Achane. Ashton Genty, we said on the show the other day that him going at 10 was a little bit overrated, but him going, 13th overall? That's all right. Couple wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson. Then another run on running backs here with Henry, Walker, Hampton, and Brown, just separated by Josh Allen in there. And then Nico Collins, that one stings a little bit. Oh, lost it. All right, got it back. Nico Collins and Drake London are the wide receivers that have come off of the board. So now we have this one here. We get the kind of wraparound pick right away. And honestly, again, we're not left with a lot that I love. Like going Bowers or McBride, I mean, maybe that does, like, I don't love going tight end at this spot, but this is one of the things we're kind of testing out here. But then after that, like, I'm not big on Pickens this year. I think Jeremiah Love will be all right, but this still seems a little bit rich for him. Kyron Williams, like, I think he's going to be fine. Rashee Rice, I don't know about that one. Josh Jacobs, I have some worries about that situation. Neighbors, again, I have worries about the offense. So we're seeing already some of the warts kind of popping up in some of these spots. And so 30 seconds left here on the clock. Wide receiver, again, I'm just not in love with a lot of the options that are here at wide receiver right now. So I think let's test out the tight end early strategy. Let's go Brock Bowers here, then come around on the turn. After that, it was Neighbors and Love. So now it's going to be a while before we pick again. I think we probably need a wide receiver in this spot because I think it'll fall off very quickly if we don't. Just going down a lot of this based off of ADP. Jalen Waddle is kind of the cutoff for us here. Oh, I wish I could raise this up for you guys so you can kind of see what I'm seeing a little bit. Jalen Waddle is the cutoff for wide receivers where we would be drafting. Again, like there's a lot of guys who feel like wide receiver 2s in this particular position here. Like Kyron Williams is an interesting running back to me. I think he's really good. I do worry about Corum getting a little bit more of the volume in that backfield. But then again, that's leaving us with like Terry McLaurin, Jameson Williams, Devontae Adams as our wide receiver 1s. So I don't love that. So again, we're seeing the downside of taking a tight end in this spot. So I am going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go with a guy who I believe in. I'm going to go Devonta Smith in this offense here for the Philadelphia Eagles. So we start out with Bijan, Bowers, and Devonta Smith. After that pick, another couple wide receivers in Pickens and Rice go. I'm not there on Pickens this season. I'm worried about Rice in an offense that I think is going to take a bit of a step back. The one who I was wondering might make it around to us is Jalen Waddle. I think that he's going to be a really big factor in that wide receiver room for the Denver Broncos. But obviously, he for those watching, he did not come back around to us. So we are now in a spot here selecting with our 4th pick. So highest rated on the board right now for wide receivers is Garrett Wilson and Terry McLaurin. At tight end, which you don't need, is Colston Loveland. Sorry, I'll bump this back up for you guys. Colston Loveland. Running backs, David Montgomery, Travion Henderson, DeAndre Swift. So honestly, I think right now, Travion is probably the best option for us. I think that he is going to get more of this backfield in New England here in this second season. Garrett Wilson having Geno Smith throwing to him, that just worries me a lot. Montgomery, I think that he's going to get some pretty good goal line work in Houston and probably get a lot of the carries, but I think that's going to be a bit of a two-headed monster. It's too early to be drafting quarterback and Drake May there, and I just don't love a lot of the other options that are there for us. Our next pick is not going to be an easy one to make, but I think we're going to go Travion Henderson here at running back. So our running back room is Bijan and Travion Henderson. So we're feeling all right about that. Now team one has made their selection. They've gone Garrett Wilson, and now we have run into this problem a couple of times with sleepers. So I'm going to back out and see if I can get back in, where sometimes, okay, yeah, Colston Loveland goes next. And so now we are left here. Again, David Montgomery and DeAndre Swift are our best options at running back, according to ADP. May and Burrow are the best at quarterback. For wide receivers, it's McLaurin, Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Jamison Williams, and Devontae Adams. I think this is too high for Bashal Tutin, although, I mean, it's not bad for Bashal Tutin to go number 3 there. At wide receiver, again, like it feels like it falls off maybe a little bit quicker this season. Like there's a few guys you kind of like down there as a little like dart throwy types, but I'm not loving where we are at with our wide receivers and our wide receiver options right now. Quarterback, I just think I think it's too early to be going with that. I think there's a lot of really good options. I am totally fine waiting on quarterback. Do we go with a third running back? Like, do we go Montgomery? Just get like a solid, steady back in there and go with it. I kind of like Luther Burden too this year in Chicago. I think that offense is going to do well, although I think he's getting hyped up a little bit too much. I think Rome Odunze does have a pretty big say in what's going to go on that offense. Yeah, maybe let's go Luther Burden here. I really do like the volume opportunity for Bashal Tutin this season with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but again, to just assume he's going to get 100% of the carries there, I think would be a bit of an exaggeration. I think they are going to have a few passing plays that work as extensions of the run and things like that. So I don't think he's going to be necessarily that like solid 100%, oh, this is going to be an amazing volume play. So looking after that, like Montgomery goes, we kind of knew that one was going to happen. But we have Burton, so I think Odunze not being there doesn't kill us. Like there isn't anything that has happened here that is absolutely devastating, I don't think, to anything that has gone down. Christian Watson would have been nice to have, given, again, my concerns about the running back room. So we're getting a little bit closer to the point where maybe you would consider a quarterback. Jaden Daniels wouldn't be it for me. Caleb Williams, I'm liking his situation. I do like Justin Herbert. New offense. I like how... I like him in the McDaniels setup. I like him with offensive tackles that don't just explode as the season starts, although, again, who knows what's going to happen with that situation there. So at quarterback, we're starting to get closer to the time where maybe we start to think about it. The tight ends, we don't need to worry about it, but just to let you know, we're in the back part of the 6th round here, this 12-team mock draft, half-point PPR, and the tight ends that are still available are Kyle Pitts and Harold Fannin. Those are the ones who are kind of in this spot. At receiver, it's Marvin Harrison, Parker Washington, Chuba Hubbard, who last mock draft we took him, and really big up to the volume, and since then he has gotten hurt, so that doesn't help our case in that all that often. Jordan Tyson's going to be gone for a while. He is still there. Cortland Sutton might be a pretty solid option at wide receiver. Like right now at receiver, we have Burden and Smith. I feel like Sutton is just going to be a really solid case. I know Waddle is going to be getting a lot of opportunities in that wide receiver room, but I'm going to take a guy. We talked about him in the most underrated players, most slept on players in fantasy football this season, and so going to put my money where my mouth is. We're going to take him here at the back part of the 6th round. So we're reaching a little bit in terms of ADP, but we're at this turn where someone else, like maybe we are reaching a little bit on this one. There's just nothing ahead of him that I'm overly enthused with here. We only have 10 seconds left, and I've talked way too long. So you know what? I'm going to go safe. I am going to go Cortland Sutton, and then it will swing back around. We'll get Caleb, Parker Washington, who is someone who I would consider. I think that he's going to get a lot more of the offense in Jacksonville this season. But I just talked up Michael Wilson, but there's another guy here, and I kind of wish I wouldn't have panicked and just taken Cortland Sutton, because there's another guy here who I'm really, really liking in Alec Pierce. I think he is going to be the number 1 in Indianapolis this season. And so, like, I don't think it's going to swing back around for us to be able to get him. Caleb Williams going there scares me on the quarterback thing a little bit, but I don't want to come away without one of these two guys here in the 7th round, whether that is Wilson or whether that is Pierce. I'm going to try to play the ADP game. Wilson is going a little bit ahead of Alec Pierce right now, so let's go Wilson and just see how things kind of turn out. Ramondre goes after Marvin Harrison Jr. also going, then Chuba. Daniels also in that spot there. So we're going to see if Alec Pierce can stay around for us here at wide receiver. I don't love our chances, but maybe some of the teams ahead have just kind of gone it. Just to go further on the Michael Wilson part, I just feel like he is going to be the number one there this year. I think he had an opportunity to show this team what he had, and there, Alec Pierce does go to team 6. So we don't end up getting our guy. But I think Wilson, like, he showed what he can do. He has that rapport with Jacoby Brissett. And Marvin Harrison Jr., there's still some major question marks about this guy as a wide receiver. So I think Wilson is going to be able to step in and still have the production he had from a season ago. So now we are here, back part of the 8th round. Jonathan Brooks is available. That feels like a really good play, actually. Jonathan Brooks is available, and then it's a bunch of wide receivers until you get to Jordan Mason down at 104. In terms of those receivers, it is Michael Pittman, Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnston, Jaden Reed. So I think we've kind of like tapped out on the wide receiver market. We are getting down to the point where it's the cutoff for me, and I'm getting concerned about what's at quarterback. I don't love Jackson Dart being the number one quarterback available. That's just not where I want to be with Jackson Dart. We've done this before. I think we did this in the first one, so maybe it is kind of copping out a little bit, but just to be safe, I am going to go Matthew Stafford. I think, again, you have this incredible offense and the comfort that he has in it. I think he is still, if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to have an incredible season there. I think I'm going to pair him up with a bit of a not as safe option and a bit of a dart throw later on in this draft. But again, now at tight end, we're in the 9th round, and the top 2 available, actually the top 5 are tight ends and quarterbacks. It's Kittle, Kincaid, and Kelsey. It's Dart and Lawrence, at the quarterback spot there. Then after that, again, it's a few dart throws. Like, we still have Pittman, Addison, Reed on the board because Brooks, maybe I could have waited. If we're playing the ADP game, and maybe I should have done this, I probably should have taken Brooks there and then gone with Stafford, because it does feel like Brooks is kind of the tier break in a lot of these spots. Aaron Jones going this late does feel a little bit too much overcorrecting given just how solid he can be. But I think Kenny Gainwell is a really solid play here. Like, taking the Rachaad White role and just being a better running back in Tampa Bay, I think is going to get him actually a lot of pretty reliable plays here. So I think that I don't think that I personally have handled this draft super well. I think we've had a couple of issues here with kind of panicking and taking some guys we really didn't need to, and just kind of messing up the order and the kind of game flow of it. But look, not every draft is going to be perfect either. So I think that you just have to learn to kind of roll with the punches, and that's what I'm learning here, and just getting back into the swing of it. So we're coming back to us here at the back part of the 10th round. We've had the run on tight ends. We've had the run on quarterbacks. So now we're getting into a little bit of dart throw territory. Romeo Doubs, I think, could be a very interesting play. I think he's going to be so clearly the number 2 pass catcher for New England. He is one of the top receivers on the board right now. In terms of ADP, it's Stephon Diggs with Washington, Xavier Worthy, and Romeo Doubs. At running back, it's Zach Charbonnet, Tyrone Tracy, and Tyler Algier. And those were the wide receivers that we mentioned before. And then Andrews and Goddard are the tight ends who are available. So now we're getting into dart throw territory. Now we're getting into just kind of rolling the dice. We're also seeing some kickers and defenses starting to pop up here a little bit. So this is where, like, there isn't a whole lot that I love that's out there. I do think it's a little early here. We still have 5 picks to go. I'm not doing the defense thing. I'm not doing the kicker thing right now. I'm a little bummed out because Matthew Golden went a little bit later on, and I think he's someone who can take that second year jump for a wide receiver. He went a little bit just in the last round here to team number 8. So it didn't come really close to making it back to me, but would have been nice anyway. I think I'm going to take the dart throw here on Zach Charbonnet. ADP right now of 124, starting the year on the PUP list, but I think right now, like where we're at running back depth wise with Gainwell, Henderson, and Bijan, like I think we're pretty good. So let's take a bit of a home run swing. I actually like how we recovered at wide receiver. I think we're good at quarterback and at tight end. So now is where you start to take those home run swings. I think Charbonnet is an incredibly talented running back. He is starting the season on the PUP list, but when he comes back, he's going to be a big part of that Seattle offense. So I think we can stash him away, throw him on the IR, and then we got an easy spot right away to get rolling with our streaming plays, waiver wire pickups, and things like that. So I know I just said, oh, I couldn't possibly draft a defense now because we're too far along in this draft. But now I'm scrolling, and there's just nothing that's really jumping out at me at this particular time for players that I would want. So I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna take a defense early. Let's start the defensive run, and let's do it with the LA Rams. So again, like there's just scrolling through, there's a bunch of kickers down there. For those who are watching, and I guess we only have a little bit up on the video screen. They're just like Jonah Coleman from the Denver Broncos is there. You got Hunter Henry down there, Jalen Coker in that spot as well. There was a lot of kickers and defenses kind of in the way EDP wise. So I thought I'd get ahead of it. There was nothing that was really jumping out at me. And now is where I'm going to take a bit of taking a bit of a home run type of a swing with this. I don't think he's an awesome quarterback. We did this in the last draft. We're going to do it again here. I don't think he's an amazing quarterback, but I think Kyler Murray going into the situation that he is in is really going to be able to turn some heads this season, fantasy production wise. So I'm going to take my shot with Kyler Murray and throw him on there as a backup quarterback in case something happens to a Matthew Stafford. We have 3 picks left. We're at the second pick now of the 13th round. Jalen Coker as a dart throw isn't the worst thing. Talked about this in the last one. Check to see if your fantasy league scores kick return yards, because Rashid Shaheed could have another monster season in that sense. Like Denzel Boston, haven't really loved or didn't really love a whole lot from him in the draft process. Tyjae Spears is another one that you don't like. I still think there's a talented running back there, and Tony Pollard has just kind of been solid the whole way, but I think there could be a guy. Omar Cooper, I wanted to believe, but he only playing out of the slot right now and all of that. Like there's just, the pickings are slim right now, is what I'm telling you, here in the 14th round. So I don't mind taking the shot here with Coker. I do think Carolina's offense is going to be all right. And he's probably like number 2, number 3 guy there. Had the big playoff game, so maybe he carries that into the season. So let's take a shot with Coker at wide receiver. A run on receivers goes. So now with our last pick, we're going to go kicker, and then or not kicker right away, but we're going to go something else and then kicker. Just a quick note here. The other quarterback who I would be thinking of in the let's take a home run swing is Jordan Love. I still think there's another level that he can get to. So I don't mind going Jordan Love in some of these spots if we are going to go 2 quarterbacks this season. So I think I will go Tyjae Spears here with our last non-kicker pick. Travis Hunter isn't a bad home run swing to take either. I just want to scroll really quickly and see like TJ Hawkinson's still there as a tight end. Same with Chikakonkwo, a guy who lived on the waiver wire show we did, not the Tuesday one necessarily, but the hey, waivers have gone, and if you need a desperation play because nothing worked, go try Chikakonkwo. But like Mike Washington, running back with the Vegas Raiders, like that might be something. I think I might go Malik Washington here. Like I think it is going to be a pretty quick, pretty fast moving offense, and I think Washington's skill set is going to work in that whole, oh my gosh, let's just have the quick passes be the extension of the run game. So I like Malik Washington to take a bit of a flyer on here in the last round. We will go with that. And then we will pick a kicker, any kicker. Let's go Evan McPherson, dude at Big Leg with Cincinnati. So our team is set with the second pick here in the draft. Let's go through it. Our starting quarterback for this one. Yes, we're done. Hey. So our starting quarterback is Matthew Stafford. Our running backs are Bijan Robinson and Travion Henderson. Our wide receivers are Devonta Smith with Luther Burden. if this, I should have known if I was doing, I didn't think I did 3 wide receivers, but I might have. Cortland Sutton would be our 3rd wide receiver. And then in the flex, it is kind of Gainwell or Wilson in those spots as well. Didn't really build up a lot of the running back depth after, I guess. So like we have Gainwell and Charbonnet, but loaded up on some kind of home run swing wide receivers with Washington, Coker, and Wilson to go along with Sutton, Burden, and Devontae Smith. So that's probably the least safe part of our team, but I think we're rock solid at quarterback. I think we're really, really good at running back with a lot of really high potential there. And I think we have the best tight end in the game right now in Brock Bowers. So I think we did all right with the 2nd spot. Again, I feel like I game-wise kind of screwed it up a little bit. So, but we're rounding into form a little bit. Let me know what you guys think. What was my best pick of this draft? What was my worst? Let me know in the comments. And keep an eye out for more fantasy football content here from Couch Potato Diary. And maybe don't share this with everyone in your league, unless you think I did an awful job and it'll throw them off the scent. But either way, share this with some of your football fan friends. Trying to get the conversation going here with Couch Potato Diary. So thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.